Welcome to the channel. Today, my friends, we are talking about Christmas and Father Christmas to be precise. Not Yule, that was last week's video, Christmas. And we usually talk about pagan stuff here and not Christian stuff. So why are we talking about Father Christmas? Well, I found out that if you look at Santa Claus from a distance, there's something peculiar that we can learn from him. And what we can learn really cross-references with a lot of questions that I've been asked lately. On the Dutch Pagans page on Instagram, I've been getting some messages over the past couple of months from people starting out as pagans, and they're basically asking me, how do I connect to Odin? How do I connect to Freya? How do I connect to Loki? How do I work with the spirits of the land? And I like it when people send me those questions, because I get a feeling that these questions were real, they were genuine, and they were open. And I think really the question that was asked, what they were really asking was, is how do I work with spirit? And I think Santa Claus has the answer. So keep watching for that. First of all, Santa Claus. In Holland we have Sinterklaas, and in America and the rest of the world they have Santa Claus. Are they the same person? Well, yeah, kind of. Well, not really, but kind of. Modern day Santa Claus was of course created by Coca-Cola, which made him fat and jolly. But for instance, America, about 20% of my viewers are Americans. Welcome. America used to have Santa Claus before they made him fat. How did they get those? Where did you get your Santa Claus? Well, you can look it up. Santa Claus was brought to America by the Dutch settlers. So if you're an American, the Dutch gave you Santa Claus. So Santa Claus is Sinterklaas. Only difference is he's fat, because if you stay in America for a long time and you don't watch what you eat, that's what happens. So what can we learn? Specifically, what do the children learn? Like I said, the question that I've been asked a lot is, how do you work with spirit? How do you work with spirit is you treat a spirit like it's Santa Claus. Because I believe that Santa Claus is the perfect blueprint of how to work with spirit. You're basically doing a pagan ritual. You're doing an invocation to a spirit. First you write down the favors that you want, the gifts. I mean, a gift can be anything, and nowadays it's all materialistic. But what gifts do you want? Do you want charisma? Do you want power? Do you want love? Write it. Then you make an altar for your deity, for your spirit. And you do that with Christmas too. You make the fireplace into an altar. That fireplace, you decorate it with socks and green leaves and all sorts of stuff. You make it a place worthy for a spirit. And then Santa Claus comes through the chimney, which actually is also a place that features a lot in folklore. In Holland, there's a lot of kabouterverhalen, a lot of gnome stories of gnomes coming through the fireplace. Because in olden times, it's believed that this fireplace was a gateway to another dimension, to another place, and that spirits can walk in and out of your house through the fireplace. So that's why he comes. And you leave him offerings. Now you can talk about what offerings you should leave to spirits and what offerings you should leave to gods. But I think milk and cookies are right about 90% of the time. And if you do all those things, then he will come down your chimney and he will give you your gifts. What you're actually teaching your kids is a blueprint of how to work with spirits. And if you yourself have trouble connecting with a certain god or a certain spirit, how about you just treat them like you do Santa Claus? Because that's all you need to do. The final phase is actually very important, because after you've done all those things, you've decorated your altar, your chimney, you've left offerings, you've made a petition, then you have to do the most important part, and that is you believe in it with all your heart, like you are a beautiful, naive child. And if you do that, there's a good chance your gifts will be given and your wishes will be granted. So there's also a bit of a controversy in Holland at the moment. You maybe think, yeah, it's Black Pete. He can't be black anymore. No, that's not it. We've already moved on to the next controversy. There's a discussion going on in Holland where they say, should you tell your children about Sinterklaas? Because they believe that lying to your kids could damage your kids. I don't think that's true. But I would like to alter one thing if I could. I think we should not treat Santa Claus and Sinterklaas like he is an actual person. We should treat Santa Claus for what he truly is, a spirit. And we should see this as installing a basic template of how to work with spirits for the next generation. I wish you fijne Witwinterdagen, very good Rauchnachten, very good Christmas, Yule, Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. Go with the gods, ga met de goden. And I'll see you all next week, because I'm getting cold.